can totally make that arrangement. Like, these two people hate each other constantly all the time. And they're fighting, and they really should.
Hello and welcome to this Warno DEFCON 2 2v2 tournament played between Icarus and SaintBlindFire, and their team name is I guess we'll never know, because Icarus is the only person in the whole results channel, and he's done it 3 times now, who just never writes the team name. Nobody else does this in the results channel, but he does it every time. I mention it every time, and he doesn't bother fixing it. So who knows what their team's called. And they're up against ChrPropaganda and MysticSalami. Their team name is WTF is a Kilometre. And they're playing a second Panzergren and 5 easy. This is a tournament game, we're in the qualifiers. Yeah, so Team Who Knows, basically they got to pick the map, and they really like tension. They always pick tension, and they always do the same thing, which is SaintBlindFire just opens forward deployment down these 2 roads, and Icarus goes on the left. So, yeah, that's interesting. So 3 CVs here for blue. Lots of forward deployed, backed up by 4 little birds. We'll see how useful that is. And switching to their opponent's deployment. WTF is a Kilometre. They put RCs down every road so that they can try and shoot the forward deployment. Although because this is branching here, I don't think this will be able to shoot that. Well, it might get one shot off. We'll see. We'll see. And, yeah. Okay. This one's going in the trees, so I'm not... Well, we'll see. We'll see. So, ChrPropaganda with the tank division has decided to go in the town. And second Panzergren with the infantry division has decided to go on the open, which is usually you want it the other way around. Like Icarus has done it. The 8th player is in the open. But second Panzergren has a pretty good open air ability. And 5 easy has a pretty good town ability. So if it works, it works. And yeah, so blue's going to get echo. And sorry, red's going to get echo. And I've noticed that there's none of SaintBlindFire's forward deployment has been put for delta. So if Salami decides to just push his luck a bit, we'll see if he does. He'll get here before Icarus does, but we'll see if that happens. There's a Sublinde there. It's not covering the road. Oh, okay, I guess it's covering this road, actually. So we'll see if it gets any kills. And a Sublinde here, and that's covering that road. So yeah, we'll see what happens. That's a pretty decent idea there. Skyhawk behind, and only 1 CV for red, so blue's definitely going to get that early point lead, because there's only 1 CV for red here, which is not good on these grindy infantry maps. So we'll cast the game, and we'll do it from this perspective. Right, so they're off, and it's time for me once again to thank the generous channel members. They get the videos early, they get their names on the screen, they get exclusive videos, and they're the reason I can afford to cast all these games, because these games, they do badly in terms of views compared to my normal videos. It's tanking my channel algorithm, but I want to cast them, and there are people that want this, and nobody else is casting these games, and at least if they are, I've not found out about it. I'm not putting it on YouTube. I think Wooden Box casted a few, but that was just on Twitch. So the F-16 gets a little bird there, and blue's had to unload a little bit early. This shouldn't smoke, he should just tank it. Hopefully he knows that, because that thing's really just not got a lot of rockets. It's got 14. So it's a big shame Red didn't notice. Red did not notice that this is empty. So they've got all this stuff and it's not doing anything. So that's a big shame. And, you know, so now blue's got this localized force advantage here. And, of course, the point lead, because they opened more CVs than red. Okay, so red losing some transports there. Blue's losing some transports there. Will red attack? I mean, obviously it's going to be harder now that these tanks have shown up. So, it's the same. We've seen the same thing from Icarus and SaintBlindFire both times. Icarus, formerly known as Emperor Nate. Apparently he was a very famous SD2 player. Involved in many dramas. If only I was there to capitalize on the drama. I mean, to mediate, you know. So this will die in 1 hit to that. Because this does 18 AP. 8th US, pretty OP div. So yeah, Team 1 got to pick first, which is why they've got 8th US and 82nd. Really strong divs there. And yeah, ChrPropaganda, he needs more stuff over here. He needs his teammate to help him, basically, because there's just too much here. And he's not got enough to stop it. Like, this is going to explode now. It's only a 50 cal anyway. But so is this, and now what? There's one Grenadier, Voltigeurs, one Minstrel, one race car. Like, what? That's not enough. And over here, you know, MysticSalami missed his window, basically. He had a window to attack there. Is this still going to just keep... I mean, eventually it's going to get hit. And you see the power of the mech rifles. 8th is a really silly div. Mech rifles, of course, getting nerfed next patch. The Dragon range is going down. These minstrels are retreating. Looks like Blue's just sort of rolling them. ChrPropaganda, he's finally bought some, and he's moving up here because there's nothing here. Like, there's a lot of red units here, and then no... Like, they bought 2 FS Jaeger here. Why? You're losing over here. So, that's probably going to explode, and it does. Oh, guess 3 units! Oh, that was worth. And they should ping this when it fires. Oh, there's an Ihawk there, and then you start hitting it with RT. When you get RT, I wouldn't recommend buying RT right now. And it looks like Red's going to lose on this side as well, because they've not got anything. I don't understand, like, where did the points go? It's not immediately obvious to me where all of Red's income went. I know a couple of units ran across here and died. But it's just the nature of, I mean, 2nd Panzergren gets really cost-efficient units, and so does 5 Easy, so you can't just say it's NATO versus Pack, because it's not. Obviously, Blue's got the better divisions, but 2nd Panzergren's still top div. In terms of the bans, you know, that's interesting. So, yeah, none of these divs were banned. And yeah, I see a lot of red dying over here. Like, they haven't bothered. Like, this could just walk in there and kill everybody. They're just leaving that there. This isn't a good spot. This guy sort of is as well, but it looks like Blue's won all of these lanes. A bit of miscommunication there. 2 CVs in this zone. It's just, yeah, red. So over here, ChrPropaganda should have bought a bunch of AMX-30Bs, the base one, because they've got auto cannons and they can survive a Dragon 2 shot, which is very important. So you get that blob up, and then you can burst down houses pretty fast. You can burst down people in houses pretty fast. Definitely shouldn't be buying planes because there's just so much AA, and they saw what happened to the Harrier, same Ihawk. And then in terms of MysticSalami, at the start he could have pushed, and then he couldn't, but he did. So if he just sat there with his FS Jaeger behind these buildings, because a Hot 2 here, a bow, whatever it's called, bow par 101 here to stop the tanks from moving up, because you'll note that there's 2 Stingers here, but if the bow par's back here, Stingers can't hit it. And there's no, like, super long range anti-helo AA like the Chaparral, for example. So, Christmas Island is losing this zone, and he's losing this zone, and MysticSalami's lost this zone. It's strange, I don't understand where the income went on the left. So, commandos are good, but I think it's a bit late in the day. I think Blue's just basically just won everywhere. So, it's a shame, because if ChrPropaganda had watched the previous game of these 2 players, he would have known exactly what they were going to do. And that's the case for the channel memberships. You know, you become a channel member, you get the videos a little bit early there, because of course I can only release so many a day. And another Harrier, you really shouldn't be buying those. This is just a very over game, plus 10. So to recap, do your research on your opponent team if you got the time. And yeah, I'm just you know, the 5 Easy player should have had more autocannons. That would have helped him a bit. The AMX-30Bs, and on the right, I don't know, the 2nd Panzergren player He needed like an ATGM helo, basically. But too many planes purchased by the red team. I mean, look at that. 300 kills, 2,495 losses. But this guy's only got 7 ranked games. Sadly, when I click on our boy Emperor Nate here, it just comes up with my profile, but he plays the game more than about 99% of people. SaintBlindFire doesn't. So, yeah, and neither does ChrPropaganda. So this team's definitely had less experience, and I think that showed in the game. Like, what happened there? That is absolutely mad. There's lots of things dying to Dragon 2s, basically. So, yeah, definitely one of the games of all time. And we'll see what happens when the unknown name team must have qualified by now. They will move forwards and face some more similarly skilled players, which we're yet to see. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, GG, well played.